Welcome back to the podcast. Today, we got something really cool. We got an interview with Aaron the Loco. He's a content creator, streamer. He went 11 rounds now with Dr. Disrespect boxing him in Warzone. And we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about his story, his content journey. But before we do, I want to let you know about today's sponsor, SuperScorcher.com. Home of the Super Scorcher, the best replica available of Elon Musk's infamous Not A Flamethrower. Crafted using authentic components, this propane-powered beast shoots flames up to 6 feet. I have mine right there in the back. I love my Super Scorcher. With limitless customization options available, your flamethrower can be as unique as you are. Pyromania meets playtime. That's a great catchphrase, by the way. With Super Scorcher. Customize yours today and let the flames begin. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the For the Win podcast. Today is a special day. We have a special guest. You've heard of Liam Neeson, all right? Pierce Brosnan, Bono, Conor McGregor, morons, okay? None of them compare to our guest today. We got the one and only Aaron the Loco. Give it up for the man. Yes, Aaron, thank you for coming on for the win.
Thank you for having me. That was a great intro, by the way. Holy crap, what a catalog of names you'd be thrown in the mix out there. Wow.
Yeah, only the best and the brightest Irish. Oh, Enya? Do we forget Enya? Enya's Irish too.
Enya? You know that? Who's Enya?
You know, who can say where the road
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful song.
Oh, wow.
Only time. You know that song? Remember that song?
I got that song. It's like the kind of very sad music and the very sad scene.
That's content for you right there.
I love that
You
song.
start singing the Enya song while you're gunning guys down in Warzone. Oh, yeah.
I used to usually play the Titanic song when I was feeling sad. Might have to switch it up to Enya now. Holy crap.
I
like it.
That's great. Dude, thanks so much. Let's get straight into it. I stumbled upon your stuff actually quite a while ago, even before the doc, clips that definitely have like gone crazy. But the first thing that stands out, I'm like, dude, this guy is crazy. And then I'm like, oh, his name's Aaron the Loco. That makes sense. That's like, it's on brand. But I would love for our listeners and people who don't know, and maybe some people who already follow you, I'd love to just hear about who is, Aaron the Loco, and what did your life look like growing up? Maybe tell us a little bit about your family if you're cool with that. Like, what's a bit of your story?
So yeah, Aaron the Loco, just a full-time streamer for the past pretty much a year now. It's been nearly a bang on a year. Went full-time in April. Just mainly stream Call of Duty. Content is mainly just focusing on entertaining and kind of comedy style videos and just having fun, providing a lot of entertainment on stream and just high energy kind of vibes and stuff like that. Family-wise, I got myself a daughter. She's 3 next month. Got a fiance I've been with for 13 years. We have our own house. So we got our own little family. Childhood-wise, just kind of nothing strange or peculiar. Just a lot of outdoors activities. Played a lot of football or soccer, a few Americanos out there. And just playing a lot of that. Be a very outdoorsy child. But at the same time, I always love computer games. Like me and the buddies be always playing around. Like the likes of Tony Hawk's on the PlayStation. We're big PlayStation guys. Tony Hawk's is big back then. Then there was like kind of the Star Wars games, the Lara Crofts, the FIFAs, and then obviously kind of progressed and eventually into the Call of Duty series once that kind of came out. And then multiplayer. When once my kind of friend introduced me, hey, you can play it against other real life people in a video game, and I was like, wait a minute. And he's like, yeah, you could talk to them too. I was like, wait a minute. And I remember he came out to my house, brought the headset over, played Ghost Recon 2. And it just blew my mind that I'm playing at the same time and chatting away with people living in America. And to me, it was just the best thing ever. And yeah, never looked back after that. It was the turning point of my life, knowing I could play online with other people. It was crazy.
That's sick. I love that. Do you have a favorite childhood memory from gaming?
Oh, I think it's just been playing Tony Hawk's because we were big skateboarders back then as well. This kind of skateboarding fad was really hot. I think everyone had a skateboard at one time in their life. And then you'd be kind of skateboarding during the day. Then at nighttime, we go back to one of the boys' house and you're just playing Tony Hawk's there for hours upon hours. And it was just such a chill. This was a good time as well, man. And yeah, definitely gonna play the Tony Hawk's game where we your buddies were this definitely kind of the most enjoyable times for sure.
What was your favorite? 1, 2, or 3?
Probably just 1 because it was just such a new game at the time and just so enjoyable. I say it was just that, just because it was just so fresh. But obviously, like, still 2 and 3 were great games, but just because of 1, it was just kind of like a breakthrough game at that time. I found, and it's just a really solid game as well.
Yeah, dude, favorite. That's like definitely top 5 games all time. What's crazy is I had the same experience. So I'm 33. You're 33?
Yeah, exactly the same.
Yeah. I'm 33 as well. So like this kid in Ireland, this kid in America having like a simultaneous experience.
Oh yeah.
Like me and my buddies, like me and my best friend would just play Tony Hawk. Like he got it on this PlayStation and we would just go over to his house, sit around for hours and play Tony Hawk all day long.
I always say people who kind of around our age had potentially the best childhood experiences because we grew up in a kind of a stage where there wasn't mobile phones when we were younger and no social media. So if you wanted to meet up with a friend, you ring them on the house phone and go, hey, Timmy, are you coming out? I was like, yeah, cool. All right, meet you down the shops at 3 o'clock. You would go down to the shops at 3 o'clock. Timmy's not there and there's nothing you can do. You're just like, where's Timmy? And you're sitting there for an hour. Eventually he rocks up like, Timmy, where are you? And it's like, oh, my mom made me do some chores around the house and stuff like that. And there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And then we got to see the progression of mobile. So mobiles getting introduced, made life easier. And then camera phones came in. We grew up around that. So this kind of progression with the kind of, the whole kind of cell phone era. And then it was just a fun because obviously there's no this kind of iPad or games in your phone and social media was taking up time. So everyone was just playing all the time, just playing games. It's just that outdoor stuff. And it was just great. It's just a totally different vibe to what you see nowadays, kids our age doing, where it's just kind of very captivated by their phone. Not many people kind of doing outdoor stuff and just kind of being on computers and their phones all the time. And it is kind of sad in a way, but that's why I always kind of say we kind of grew up in the best stage where we kind of experienced all that. We didn't experience all that, but we had it through our golden years. But now we have it at an age where it provides a lot of value or we're not really missing out on anything at the same time.
Yeah.
True. I think about, I used to have to walk over to a wall to make a phone call, and call someone.
Oh, you had a payphone boot, was it?
They're just like mounted on the wall, connected by a cord and all that. And but talking about our age and like how we are like pre-internet and then early internet and then now experiencing the internet just completely unhinged and taking over everything.
So
every
unhinged.
Single, like you can't, I don't even know if you can buy a TV without having it connected to the internet anymore,
Oh, no.
But it is interesting to think about kind of like the progression of like playing games with your friends where, it was like Nintendo 64 and you could get 4 people in the room and play the game all night long, whatever. And then as like Xbox came out, we started hooking up Xboxes together and that like playing Halo allowed us to expand that to like, oh, let's get 16 people together in a room. And then slowly as Xbox Live and PlayStation Online kind of took over, then fewer and fewer people we started playing together in person. We're still playing with our friends, but like the in-person contact definitely went away and changed. And we try to do like one big LAN party every year where we get just everyone come back. We'll all play whatever game it is. And just like, we just need to be in person and play together. But
Yeah. It's good that we got to kind of experience the kind of boat worlds now. A lot of people never got to kind of experience that where you actually had to like be together in a room if you wanted to play 2, 3, or 4 player, and you're playing on a little corner on the same screen as well. Like remember like GoldenEye, everyone's playing GoldenEye on the same screen, and then like you have this little tiny corner, and it's terrible to play on, but it's just a lot of fun.
Talking trash to someone into a headset just does not have the same effect as like standing up and pointing at them and yelling right at them.
Exactly.
Right in their face.
They're the good days, eh? The good times.
Great times.
God, we're so old.
Oh, yeah. It kills me when I like get things on my feed about nostalgia, and people are like nostalgia for like 2013, and I'm like, dude, what are we even talking about? How like talk to me about the 90s.
It's crazy. Yeah, the 90s, good times, good music, good TV, good movies, just everything. Man, I had everything.
Is that why you have such a great just like musical taste? Because you're like a 90s 2000s kid, and like in your streams you just are like, I think a lot of your content just resonates with people because you tap into this like era of music. Talk about that.
Yeah, like I just kind of love that kind of. I think people love hearing that kind of cheesy, like the Backstreet Boys songs and like the Bon Jovis and like in the 80s. People just kind of love those music because it does resonate to everybody and everyone grew up listening to. Like the majority of my audience would be, I say 80% of them are easily 25 plus, probably majority of them in the 30s. And even the statistics when I look on YouTube, it's kind of the same. It's kind of like the 25 to 40 mark or the average. So I don't really bring in an audience of like younger than 18. I don't really have that kind of audience. So a lot of people kind of would resonate, and kind of if I say some, oh, I remember this song, people are like, oh yeah, no, yeah. They listen to that and they remember this song. You can kind of have that connection away because they would have grown up and shared a lot of the same moments, kind of, which we would have just talked about as well. So there is a kind of a good connection in that way and stuff like that. That's why I think I kind of gravitate getting more of a mature audience than a younger audience for my streams for sure. And obviously the music plays a big part in that when I play it too. People love it when you whip out an old classic here and there.
Oh yeah. But then the only problem is you get people. I watched the stream this morning, and like, you know, a couple minutes in, people are like, can you sing Wish in a Well again? Can you sing Wish in a Well? Please sing Wish in a Well. But
the people who say that, that's just the young people that come in. And it's like they seen the video on TikTok or YouTube where you sing it, and like because those videos went super viral back in the day. And it's always, a majority of the time it's this young person, it's like their first time in the jungle. Can you sing Wish in a Well? Yeah. And they'll keep asking and asking and asking and asking.
Like, first of all, it's 1,000 miles, so get it straight.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
Get out of here.
Exactly.
Bam. 10-minute timeout.
And then once one person says and they see me kind of like, I freak out. Like I get angry at them. I get angry at them like in a kind of comical way, but like they might not get it. But I kind of put on like, it's kind of like a character kind of side of things. But then everyone in the chat will keep spamming it down like, hey, Aaron, sing Wish in a Well. Sing 1,000 miles. Like, and the whole chat starts spamming, and then it's like, oh, God damn it. I'll start banning everybody.
Yeah. It's a price, it's a price you pay for having a great clip. Comes with the territory.
Exactly. Could be a lot worse.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I think people just expect me as like, hey, sing 1,000 miles. Like, hey, no problem. It's whip out piano. It's like, making my way down every time someone says it. He's gonna do it.
Yeah, one of these days, you should.
I should actually just do it. Yeah.
You were a wrestler at one point, which is just so wild. What's tell us about that? I watched your behind the scenes. You said this could be a whole nother video I could talk about for hours.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to talk about it for hours, but that's like amazing. How did you get into that? What's the story behind that? And tell us a little bit about your wrestling career.
Yeah, so kind of, I was a big fan of wrestling. I think everybody kind of imagine yourselves, everybody watched WWF back in the day, now WWE, when they were growing up. They know like The Rock, the Stone Cold, everyone grew up watching. Then you kind of hit a certain age, you stop watching it because it's no longer considered cool. And then when you kind of get older, you're maybe in your college years, you start watching it again because it is kind of fun to watch still. And you realize, you know what, this is still okay to watch even for some of my age. And I was kind of the same as that. I kind of got back into it during college. And when I was in college, I moved into an apartment with my now fiance, and I was playing football. And then when I moved up, I couldn't play that football team anymore. And I was just looking at stuff to do. And I just Googled, I don't know why I did it. Just Googled Wrestling Schools Ireland. And one came up, I was like, we're having an opening day next week. I was like, no shit. It's like, this is some crazy coincidence. I was like, no way. So I was like, it was in Dublin where it kind of works. I was like, I went to it. Didn't have a clue anybody was. Just went totally on my own. Just turned up. There was like an open day. And they just did the basics. You just kind of run the ropes, taking a few bumps. And I just fell in love with it right there and then. I was like, I'm going to keep doing this. So I stuck at it. I trained about 3 times a week. Religiously got into it, learned it. I was just loving learning something new, and just the art around wrestling itself. It's such a unique art and form of entertainment. And to me, it's one of the hardest things you can do performance wise, because without going into much detail, it's like you're wrestling matches are crazy because majority of the time you never talked or worked with this person before in your life. So the booker will maybe the booker will just book these people and they'll put them on a random match and like, oh, this guy would be good at having a match with this guy. And then these guys might never talk to each other before. They get into the venue and they're like, okay, yeah, well, and they'll put a match together, but they won't actually like practice the match. They'll just talk about it and they'll kind of just do like a walkthrough. And then the first time these guys are working with each other is when they're doing it live. And it's crazy that two people can literally go out there just from talking to each other. Well, okay, yeah, I'll whip you off the ropes, you duck one, I'll lift you up, you do a flip, I'll catch you. And then like they're putting lives in each other's hands because I'm going to do some crazy stuff. And then the first time they're doing this stuff is literally in front of the audience live and they pull it off and it's crazy. And it's just like, what other like sport or anything else does that where we'll just do it out there in the fly? Like dance shows, for example, like they rehearse that stuff boom, boom, boom for weeks and weeks and weeks and months before they'll put that on the stage. And they'll rehearse that a full tempo, dress rehearsals, everything. Wrestling is literally just, we'll do it first time out there and see what the hell happens. Crazy. And it's that's why it's just a crazy sport. But yeah, loved it, got into it. I ended up wrestling for like it was like the biggest wrestling promotion in Ireland. That's who I kind of trained under. So our trainer was also the booker for that. He put on the shows and he'd bring in over all these extravagant wrestlers from the independent scenes who are now signed. So like the Will Ospreays, Pete Dunne, Jordan Devlin was a trainer at the school who's now JP McDonough for WWE. Just all these great wrestlers to bring in, Gunther as well. And yeah, it was just one of the great experiences ever, just going out there and just having fun. Like I do a lot of comedy stuff and just wrestling in front of live audiences and just engaging their reaction and just having a lot of fun and being creative and putting matches together. It's just a really fun thing to do. So I loved it. And it was one of the best things I say I've ever done in my life for sure.
Did you see the movie The Iron Claw?
Do you know what? I was about to watch it last night and didn't, but I know the story behind it. I feel like I got to be in a mindset to watch that because it is.
It's one of the most devastating movies I've ever seen in my life. But it really opened my eyes to that, what you were talking about, the behind the scenes of setting up a match. And like, they literally just do a couple talk throughs and like, okay, yeah, you do that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then they just go out there and do it. And it's just, like especially I never knew that side of, you know.
And even back in that day where they're kind of the older scene, a lot of people just go out there. They'll just call it out there on the fly, it's called, where they won't even rehearse it. You'll just call it out there in the ring while they're doing it. Now, the matches wouldn't have been as great or as kind of athletic as you kind of see now with the kind of flips and crazy transitions. But some wrestlers do that. They just go out there and say, hey, look, we'll just see what happens. We'll just feel it out there and do it out there. And they can pull it off. And it's just such a unique art. And it's just crazy, man. I still bewilders me watching it.
Yeah. A lot of people have, a lot of opinions on Logan Paul, but I feel like the wrestling stuff he's done has been like some of the craziest things I've ever seen. Do you have any thoughts on seeing his rise from YouTuber content creator to now like a wrestling star? I look at the pictures and some of the things he does, and I'm like, this is insane, jumping from the top rope down into the stands onto a I'm like, that is this. I wouldn't do that if there's Pat. Like I can't even imagine doing that.
Yeah. I mean, one of the big moments for him that I saw was when he like saved Rey Mysterio jumping off and he caught him and caught his head like right before he was about to hit the ground. I saw a lot of response to that. People were like, man, that's like such a pro move and such good awareness. Like, that's amazing. But
yeah, no, 100%. Like, I think love him or hate him, you got to respect him for what he's done. But in a wrestling standpoint and looking from someone who knows what good wrestling looks like in terms of footwork, movement, selling and working, he's very good. He's probably the best person who's been outside of wrestling to be wrestling. Like, they usually bring in a lot of like non-wrestlers in. Like, they brought your man from, was it Green Arrow or I can't remember what his name was. I don't even know. It was like that TV series. They brought him in before. They brought Bad Bunny in. There's been a bunch of these kind of like outsiders that come in and wrestle. But Logan Paul, like, he's very talented in the wrestling business. Like, very good, great movements and just great selling, great, just naturally just athletic freak. But no, I think he's very, very good for great wrestler. So no, props to him, man. Props to him.
you're obviously naturally athletic. You know, I've seen you on stream take your top off and you have 5 eggs for breakfast.
Oh, it's true.
but my question is, you get in the ring and then you start to hear, that theme song playing, and who comes around the corner but the one and only Dr. Disrespect.
Ooh.
And he hops out of his Lamborghini Diablo and he starts, walking down ringside. He steps in the ring with Aaron the Loco.
6'8",
6'8", 2-time back-to-back blockbuster champion. Who takes that bout?
I take me. I reckon he's got weak legs.
Yeah,
I reckon he crumbles. I reckon he folds like a house of cards. I think he worked that leg. I think he's gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I know he's athletic. I know he's athletic. I know he used to do basketball back in the day in college for that. So I know he's athletic. But I reckon you take out those legs. It's good night. God bless. Chop down that tree. Put on an ankle lock. Take the straps off the onesie. Play the Kurt Angle music. Lock it in.
I mean, yeah, basketball isn't wrestling. Very different sport. So, so yeah.
I'll take him.
You had some really great clips with him, by the way. What's your guys' record right now on stream on Call of Duty boxing? Do you know off the top of your head? I know you're up. For sure you're up.
So there's been 11 rounds.
Okay.
One round was a DQ, and that was the very, very first round.
Okay.
I think there might have been a second round that might have been a DQ, because I think we're boxing, and I got sniped randomly off some guy during one. So I think it's roughly 8-1 to me. Now... Now,
come on, Doc. What are we doing?
Now, there is more. There is stories behind it. I have a massive YouTube video in the works, which is like I'm calling it the documentary, and it's about the Dr. Disrespect boxing journey. Now, there is some hidden details behind. And all I'm going to say is the score is actually a lot tighter than people may seem, or you guys may know from just watching the clips. But you guys won't know the exact reasons why until the video comes out, without giving you guys any spoilers. So you guys have to wait and see. But from what you see, it's A1, but realistically, it could be a lot tighter.
Well, the clips I've seen. First of all, I love as soon as he hears your voice, drops everything. Like, I love that. Yeah. But I feel like there's been at least a few engagements where he like jumps off the building, takes fall damage, and then is immediately trying to box you.
Yeah. It is. I don't think his Warzone IQ is up to scratch than what it used to be. And it's happened a few times where he just charge me and he'll only have like one plate on. And he's just going for it, doesn't understand. He'd be like taking fall damage. He's got no plates on. He's just full send. And like, he doesn't care, man. He just gets tunnel vision. The blinkers are on. He's just go. And, he doesn't give a fuck.
It's so good. And you have Tim like, Doc, you cannot lose to him again, please.
He's like, he's got sharp hands.
That's great. So you've those clips have done like really well, and they're really entertaining. And I was curious because stream sniping people, and especially like high profile streamers, right? It can be like a mixed bag. Sometimes they're like, I hate this. Like, I hate you guys. This is the worst. Like, blah, blah, blah. I'm curious kind of what your strategy is in terms of like, like not making it annoying, because you don't want to be that guy, right? No one wants to be that guy. And you want to make content. You want to make fun, engaging, funny content. But at the same time, you don't want to be that guy that Doc's like, dude, I don't like this guy. So where do you find, what's your, I guess, I don't know, mindset or thinking behind like doing clips like this and not making it annoying for the streamer, but making it kind of worth their while and fun for you? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Oh, 100%. I think at the start, like I think the first couple of rounds, he was really enjoying it. I think in kind of now where the stage we're at, you can tell he's not really into it as much. He's a little bit over it. But I need.
Well, you're beating the brakes off him, brother.
Yeah, I know. Maybe we should have gave him a round or two. You know what I mean? But you can tell it was just. You could just kind of get a vibe. You kind of watch it back and kind of tell, and like you kind of gravitate like as well, seeing how his chat reacts. Like at the start, his chat was loving it. Where I think I tried it not so long ago. He's on a nuke run, but then Nick Merckx killed me, and you could tell he wasn't too keen about it. And like I think his chat were getting a little bit tired of it. So I kind of now like. I've said now I'm taking up to 12 rounds and calling it. So there's one more round due to finish it all up. And that's it. And, you know, I mean, it was never something I was going to keep doing. It probably has run its course a little bit more than it should have. But just for the sake of the video, I kind of need this one more round for it. And then it's it. But I think it's peaked anyway. And I don't think you got to tell it peaked. And it was kind of getting to the stage. There's not really so much more he could do with it. And he was kind of, you got the best out of it. And you know what? Fair play to him as well. He went along with it. He had fun with it too. And you know, I mean, I can only commend him for giving me that kind of a couple of seconds of his time and really kind of putting the effort into it. Because it actually pumped my channel up a lot. I didn't intentionally go in there going, I'm doing this to get clout. I just did it initially because it was fun, and I'm massive Dr. Disrespect fan, like huge. Like I've got his freaking book here. I've got merch of him and stuff like that. Like I'm a huge fan. It was just something I did because you know, I mean, hey, I got to mix it up with the one of my favorite content creators and arguably one of the biggest streamers in the world. So I just did it, and then I seen it kind of formulate into something where it's like this is getting a lot of good reactions and people really enjoy it. And I was like, I could build a little story out of this. So I kind of would do it maybe once a week. Once every 2 weeks. That's what people got to remember. I think people think I'm in his game every single day, every single lobby. I literally in
right.
I'm literally in one game per week or one game per 2 weeks. So it's not like I'm after I do one game then I'm doing it every single day. Like it was literally one game per week, one game per 2 weeks. So you know, I mean, it wasn't something I was doing all the time. But yeah, it was just something that was just getting good videos, good views, and it was just enjoyable. I was just enjoying it. You know what I mean? If I wanted to do it for clout, I'd be doing it to every single person. I'll be going after Nick each day. I'll be going after Tim each day. I'll be taking all the big streamers and just doing it every single day and clip farming. But it's not about that, you know what I mean? It's just kind of it was fun, and I kind of seen it kind of hit its peak, and it's hitting a little dip. But once I think this video comes out, I think it'll you know, I think it'll really be a good piece of content and really enjoy bits of content. And I think it's got the potential to kind of go down in, as cliche as might sound, kind of Warzone history as one of the funniest rivalries in non-competitive Warzone history. And it could be something people talk about from a long time, like the Dr. Disrespect kind of boxing tournaments stream sniper he had. And I think it was good, and it was something unique, you know what I mean? So I'm proud of her for that aspect.
I love that. I love how you're like turning it into a story. So you still have one more round, the 12th round, right?
Yeah, has to be. I said I'll bring it up to 12, so one more round, and then we'll wrap it up. That's it done. Right off into the sunset. Yeah, I got a way where I like to see it go. Like I just like I'll get the one more round, but I got in my mind how I'd like it to happen. You know what I mean? And I hope I can get it to happen that way. But look, whatever it is, it is. But I like to catch him in like a solo game rather than like a mid quad game. I catch him in a solo game, we're laughing, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I want it to be in like duos with Tim or something, and then both turn on Tim and fight.
Just clean him out. Yeah. That'd be jokes.
That'd be great. Well, I want to switch gears a little bit and really provide some value for people listening who are into content creation, streaming. You've done really well for yourself. I know you still have, you know, ways to go and things you want to do. But let's talk about streaming and creating content. So you started out in 2020, correct?
Correct, yes.
So what was your inspiration behind Captain Sexy?
So Captain Sexy was my wrestling persona. So that was my wrestling name. So I wasn't just a random stream thing I came up. So Captain Sexy was my wrestling character would stream under a tag team called Club Tropicana. And I said, you know what, and like obviously I was a big Dr. Disrespect fan. I was like, I could use this and kind of bring that kind of Dr. Disrespect vibe, like the green screen area and kind of having a character. And that was kind of inspo around doing it as Captain Sexy. And yeah, that's how I did. And I invested a lot of money throughout the kind of first year or two. And then getting all these like green screens and scenes made. And it was really, really good. Like, I was kind of looking back at now, I was like, I think it was a bit ahead of its time. Like, if I was probably doing that stuff now, I could really, really be popular. But yeah, it was really, really fun and a lot of work behind the scenes to kind of get it set up and stuff like that for that. But yeah, that was kind of the inspiration for setting that up anyway.
And for those listening, it's not Captain Sexy SEXY. It's Captain SEXCE, or sorry, SEA, Sex C, like the sea. And he wears a captain's boat hat, and he dominates people in Warzone. So
many ways.
That's funny. What would be your biggest piece of advice for someone starting out streaming, content creating?
I would say you want to become a streamer. It's going to sound weird, but if you want to become a streamer and like you really, there's two ways. If you just want to become a streamer and just stream for the fun of it, just then do it. Just stream and have fun. But if it's something you want to say, okay, I want to maybe try make a career out of, I want to grow, and you want the fastest way possible to grow, this is going to sound weird, but don't stream. As weird as that sounds, don't stream. If I would start off scratch and want to make this a full-time career, the strategy I would do is I'd pump out content for maybe the first couple of months, build up a fan base on the socials. So posting on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter or X. Build a fan base. Let people kind of say, oh, this guy's cool. Get some videos, get some traction, get some followers. Once you got some bit of a followers, then stream, because you'll have somewhere to announce it. Go, hey guys, you like my videos? I'm going to be streaming here tonight for an hour or two. Come check it out. So you won't be starting off in zero. You know what I mean? You're going to go in there. You could have like 10, 20 viewers right off the rip, even more depending on what your videos are doing. And yeah, there you already have people there rather than the streaming at zero and you're just wasting time where you could be making content instead of streaming just to 1 to 2 people, because it's not worth it at the end of the day. And I think that's what a lot of people do. They'll just turn on the stream 5-6 hours a day, every single day. They'll stream to 1, 3, 4, 5 people, and that's it. And they won't make any content, and they're just stuck on that stagnant side or stage where if they spent more time making content and then streaming it kind of in that format, then, you know what I mean, your progress will grow and be a lot quicker. So I'd make content, get a bit of an audience going, get a bit of momentum going on the socials, then start streaming. I wouldn't even stream that much if that was the case. So just do maybe 2 or 3 times a week, keep a minimum, and then just focus more on content, a little bit of streaming. And then the bigger your streams go, you can put more time into streaming then. And obviously you want to try to keep up as much content as possible. Then it's just kind of up to yourself what your best balance is with your life and stuff like that. And then, you know what I mean, it'll keep snowballing, you know what I mean? It's getting the ball rolling. But once that ball's rolling, it's just trying to capitalize on that, find out what works for you, kind of try find a niche in the market or what your kind of forte is. Are you a guy who's like, hey, I'm the informative guy, these are the guns to be using, come over here if you want to like know the meta, maybe you're really good at the game, people want to watch you kind of drop 30s, 40s, 50s, or maybe just like a really funny guy or entertaining and people just want to come over and just have a laugh. You know what I mean? You got to find kind of what you want at that kind of side of things. Well, find out who you are and what you want to be as a streamer. And yeah, that'll definitely be from my piece of advice anyway. Like, I think a great example is that guy's Sketch. Like, just seeing how he blew up so much. Like, I don't think he really made much content, but what he did is he was just streaming on TikTok live. And then people saw him stream a TikTok live, and he was just obviously just a really captivating individual, just really funny with his hand gestures. He was just playing NFL on TikTok live. And I remember watching him like ages ago, and he only had a couple of 100 people watching him on TikTok. Then he moved to Twitch, and he'd have like 30, 20 people watching him on Twitch, and then just blew up. You know what I mean? Just his clips,
pop culture icon.
Yeah, literally, his clips just got farmed. People were taking clips of him, and then people see his clips on TikTok, like, who's this guy? And then they'll go check him out and they'll see his stream and they'll go watch him. And he just got so much momentum so quick. So it's, you know,
proof that you don't need the best mic and lighting and all of that to start creating content.
Exactly. You know what I mean? If you yourself are entertaining, you don't need mics or like, you know what I mean, or fancy cameras, you know what I mean? Just yourself can carry it. And I think that even goes with Jinxie. Jinxie just sits on some little freaking kitchen chair with a green screen sellotape to the back of it and a little crappy mic and headset. And, you know, he's the most chill person on Twitch. So, you know what I mean? You don't have to have the best equipment to stream these days. I think if you just funny naturally or just being yourself and it works and it connects and you're laughing, you know what I mean?
So true. It's so true. Yeah, I've debated about downgrading my setup. I'm like, maybe that's a problem.
I think that's really like a trend now. I think you're seeing a lot of people starting to kind of downgrade and it just being like a more natural kind of a feel. And I think it's definitely this, even just in content generally itself. It's just simplistic and natural is kind of what's the meta at the moment, rather than this kind of ADHD where it's like flashing things on screen and camera movements all the time and stuff like that. People are kind of gravitating towards more natural and just kind of less brain dopamine effects, and it's good. So it's definitely kind of a good time if you want to kind of start streaming or getting the content. It's a good time to try to get in there because natural is definitely the meta at the moment.
Yeah, one thing I've seen kind of consistently through content creation and audience is the audience wants authenticity. They want to know that you're authentic in just not who you are, but like in your persona, and know that, you know, what they're seeing is what they're getting kind of thing, you know, and they don't want to know that you're a different person or treat people differently off stream or whatever. So I've seen that kind of play out where if you're authentic in your content and there's passion behind it, then, you know, you can find success and people will watch that.
Yeah, and I think that's actually one of the reasons why I kind of switched from doing the Captain Sexy to kind of more Aaron the Loco, because I wanted to be, even though Captain Sexy was still kind of myself, was just kind of me with a captain's hat on theoretically, I wanted to kind of, I felt it was kind of hard to make a connection, so I wanted to kind of bring that more, as you kind of mentioned, authenticity. I can't even pronounce that word, Jesus Christ. Yeah, so I just want to kind of just be more myself and kind of just connect with people more on my kind of level playing field. So it was a bit of a risk, you know what I mean? I was kind of literally switching up everything after 2 years at that time and just kind of saying, hey, look, this is myself now. So, but yeah, it definitely kind of paid off dividends in the end.
I love that. Your TikTok, and it seems like short form, you've really got it nailed down, and you've found what works for you. And so for people listening who are maybe, I know, like I have conversations with people and they just struggle so hard, you know, on TikTok, on short form, on like, how do we crack this? How do we get into this? What works? What have been some major keys? And for those listening who don't know, Aaron has 1 million TikTok followers, around 600,000 YouTube followers, and a lot of that is from shorts, correct?
Correct, yes.
So what would you say, someone who really wants to, you know, start building their following by doing short form content, what have been some like major key moments for you where you're like, oh, I'm unlocking a growth, some next level here for my content, that you could share with people?
Yeah, it's a lot of it is being in the right time, right place as well. Like one of the things that, like, I maybe posted a couple of 100 videos before my TikTok started kind of getting momentum, and it can take time. Like Rome isn't built in a day. Some people strike gold right off the riff and they can blow up just for some crazy viral reasons, but for 95% of everyone else, it can take time and take progression. And by what I mean is right time, right place. For example, Warzone 2 and the introduction of proxy chat kind of was where I kind of specialized, because I saw a gap in the market and I knew it was going to be entertaining for people. So I was finding kind of funny interactions between you and other people in a game or proxy chat. And because I knew this content was so fresh and never seen before, it was making as much videos as that and kind of funny videos possible, just me and interactions with people and posting them. And they got a lot of interactions. Then I was like, how can I spice this up? So I'd make videos of just kind of really funny encounters, but staged encounters. So it'd be like me, maybe like singing a song, and all of a sudden the person behind me would like finish the next sentence of that song, and I turn around like, what the hell? And then I get blasted in the face, and it's kind of funny finding kind of funny stagey stuff in a way of kind of funny situations, which are very over the top, but they kind of got a lot of viral moments in them, or like the singing ones obviously did very well in that kind of aspect, or just kind of funny scenarios. Like I'll walk into like a kitchen where in the game, and there's a load of people pretending to cook, and one guy pretend to be Gordon Ramsay, and it's just kind of like this random stuff like that and things. So it's just kind of just finding it all depends on kind of game you're playing, and if you kind of find something that you know is unique and could, in a way, there's no kind of secret formula. It's only just, you might post 100 videos, but one video post, you might say something in that video which is really captivating, like, oh, he said something really funny, and that goes viral, and then you can just make a load of videos where you just say this like this catchphrase, and that's what people want to hear. They just want to hear you say the catchphrase and stuff like that. So you just don't know at the same time. But if you kind of, you might know something that's coming. I said like the proc shot, I knew it was going to be fun, and it still is a fun thing to go viral on. Not as easy as it was back in the day because it was so fresh. But if you know kind of something's coming out in a game or a new feature, you can kind of capitalize on that, then do. And so it's trying to kind of look ahead and seeing what's kind of happening in the game, or something might just happen naturally, and you might just strike gold on that naturally, and bada bing, bada boom, you're laughing. But otherwise, it could be just clips of you just funny reacting to things where you died in the game, you had this really funny reaction of you dying in the game, or maybe you got a kill and you had a funny reaction to that. Like, it's just literally just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks, and whatever sticks, find out maybe why that sticked, and then try use that kind of same formula to create other videos around that. But yeah, love it. Even to this day, I'll just throw stuff at the wall, different things, and see what works and what doesn't work. Like there's certain methods which will always work and guarantee viewers, like i.e. like you killing a load of people and singing a song doing it is like guaranteed views. But then you get known as being the singing guy, and you don't want to be, maybe you're cool with that. It's not something I want to be known as, a singing guy and stuff like that. So it's not something I haven't really done that stuff in like over a year or so. But I know if I did, I'll crank up views, but I don't want to do it. So it's just kind of finding stuff naturally to you, what you want to do. And if it works, it works. So yeah, just throw stuff at the wall, see what happens, and just see. Let's see, experiment. Don't be shy to try stuff out.
That's great. That's great. You said you don't want to be known as the singing guy. What do you want to be known as?
The funny guy. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I got known as like the boxing guy for a while. A lot of people just randomly in the game would come and go, "Hey, yeah, what a fist fight!" I'm like, I like that. That's kind of funny. But like, I don't even know. Like, I'm just happy I know, just the funny guy, just the loco guy, the crazy guy. I don't know, just whatever. I don't really mind, as long as people kind of tune in and enjoy seeing what they're seeing, and I'm having fun too. We're laughing. But you're known as a singing guy. People just come in, they're like, sing the song, sing the song, sing the song. Like, God damn it. And then they only watch you if you sing the song. And then, then you're caught in a loophole where I'm only going to get views if I'm singing songs. And then you're stuck in a trap. You know what I mean? Then you don't sing, then they don't come watch it. You know what I mean? That's why you gotta kind of be careful as well of what you kind of go viral for. Because if you go viral for something just easy, but you don't like doing it, then it's short lived. You know what I mean?
No. Short lived.
Mm-hmm.
What's your I know you're across a lot of platforms. What's your current content streaming strategy right now? What's working for you? Are you testing things like behind the scenes, under the hood? What's maybe some of your like posting goals, or like talk us through where your headspace is at? I know for me, I'm like, okay, I want to I want to post at least a short a day on each platform. I want to crank out a long form YouTube at least once a week. I have these different things. Where's your head at with streaming and content strategy? Can you give people a little behind the scenes of what you're doing?
Of course. So the goal is, if I can get kind of like 5 shorts a week. Shorts I'll get away with. So my strategy in the sense is, I know I can kind of post, I can throw anything on my shorts and they kind of generally do well. Where TikTok, I'm kind of a little bit more picky. So I generally will post a lot on the shorts, and I see one did particularly well. which I didn't really expect to do well. I'll then put on the TikTok where I used to back in the day. I'll just throw them all on the same one. Where I recommend if you're kind of still growing, just throw them all in the same. Where TikTok, I kind of would only really post if I know something's gonna do well or have a feeling it might do well. I won't really just post any random clip, but generally I'll just post whatever on the shorts and Facebook, Instagram as well. They'll always kind of get the same ones. TikTok is a bit more strategic. So TikTok might only get these days 2-3 clips a week. It might get 5. It kind of just depends on the quality and quantity of what clips I have from recording and things like that. YouTube, I like to get 3 out a week and I can, but just kind of finding out what to kind of post at the moment in forms of YouTube long form. It's kind of tricky. I just think Warzone content long form at the moment is kind of dead, and I'm not really sure if it's kind of worth kind of posting out much. There's not really much you can do which people haven't seen before, so you're just kind of be stagnant views. It's kind of hard to grow in that aspect. That's why I'm kind of trying to do a bit more of the IRL stuff and things like that, kind of venture into that. And I actually have another channel which me and my friend do now. It's called Loco Lads, and just me and him, we're doing a lot more kind of IRL, kind of funny sketches. We're going to do a lot of kind of more IRL challenge based stuff, and still with the kind of gaming aspect. So that's going to be my kind of summer project, but we've done a lot of kind of short form content stuff for that to get the ball rolling. And in terms of streaming, I kind of like to try different things out. So when a lot of people go Zing, I like to try go Yang. So pretty much 95% of all people would just stream on Twitch, but they'll also stream on TikTok at the same time. And they'll try get people from their TikTok stream into their YouTube stream. I've stopped going live on TikTok, and I've been doing live on YouTube for like 3 months now, ever since YouTube announced they allow vertical streaming. So pretty much I'll do a vertical stream on YouTube. Same. And I'll do the same strategy where I'll be like, hey guys, if you want the horizontal one, come over to Twitch. And I'm having great success with that. Like I'm getting maybe, I can peak at maybe 1.5 to 2K viewers. And I'll probably average around like 600 on average most days, sometimes 900. And that does really, really well for me because I've got a good following on YouTube, people from the shorts and stuff like that. And I think because I'm in the shorts algorithm pretty well, my vertical feed, I think, pops in the shorts algorithm or the kind of the For You page a lot. So it does get good traction in there. So, and not many people as well are streaming vertical on YouTube. So the kind of, it's not saturated at all, which TikTok is, where everybody's streaming on TikTok. I'm going YouTube because no one's doing the YouTube. So I'm taking advantage of that market right now because no one else is doing it, and it's working wonders and getting a lot of people in from the stream too. So that's like my big strategy at the moment because that's been working really well, getting people over and tuning into the Twitch stream. But even saying that, a lot of people are subscribing. Like I'm probably getting about 1,000 subscribers per stream off the YouTube short one as well. And then it does well for like the super chats and subscriptions too and things. I mean, like when I mean subs, I mean like people sub to your channel, not actually to like the paid sub, like the free sub. So that's definitely my strategy at the moment. And it seems, and it's good in a way because TikTok is a little bit more, will let you in through the doors without kind of paying your dues. Where TikTok is, or no, sorry, where YouTube is, we won't put you in the algorithm until we see you deserve to be in the algorithm kind of thing. So until they see you're posting a shit ton of videos and you've kind of started growing, then they won't really push your live out as well as TikTok will straight away. TikTok will literally go, hey, we'll test you out. If you do well, you do well. Can go get them. Where YouTube is kind of like, you know what I mean? Let's see you post a couple of videos first before we kind of dangle you a little bit of meat on the stick to see, you know what I mean? They'll kind of make you work for it first. And thankfully I'm in the algorithm. So like I'm really kind of juicing up there. So that's definitely a plus for me.
That's sick. I love that. I love that you're just like unashamedly going the other direction when everyone's going this direction. But I mean, it makes sense. I don't see a lot of vertical YouTube streams, and I've been doing that since they announced it as well. And I'll get more in my vertical than in my horizontal. So I'll do horizontal YouTube and vertical, and I'll just like have them both. But I'll get way more in my vertical because, like you said, it'll show up in people's shorts.
They get pushed out like really crazy. Cool. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you because I was just digging through a bunch of your content and your lives, and I was gonna ask you about music because music has been a big thing in streaming for a long time, and there's all kinds of. It's just been a long journey with copyright and this whole conversation. on YouTube specifically, the one challenge I have, and I've talked to streamers, and one of my buddies, I was talking to him last night when we were at the baseball game, and he was like, man, he does big music. You know, he's big on music. He fires up his stream. He puts on great music, gets the energy going. And he's like, I can't, like, I would do YouTube as well, but when I put on music, I get flagged, I get copyright, I get whatever, stream gets muted. But I was on your live and I was like going through a VOD and I'm like, wait, he's playing copyright music. How is he not getting his stream muted in real time or getting a strike or getting flagged? And I wanted to ask you about that because I was like, how, like, I've gotten strikes on my channel from a radio that was accidentally playing in the other room that had a song on it, you know?
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it's like ridiculous. And so I'm like hyper afraid now to accidentally play something and then get a strike or get something, you know, bad happen to my main channel. So I'm curious, what's your, like, is there a way that you found to like play that music on YouTube, YouTube live, and what's working for you, or what's the deal with that?
No, I haven't found a way. I just do it, but every single one of my lives will get copyrighted, but they won't get striked. So all that means is they won't earn any ad revenue after the live is made, or they'll get I'm trying to look here on my phone here because I have them. Or they'll just either get copyrighted and they're pretty much not get shown whatsoever. Like if you kind of see there, you will literally see every single one of them has the non-monetized and also copyright beside it. Now they'll only get copyrighted, but they won't get like, I never got a strike. They don't strike it. They just literally will send me an email about half an hour after the VOD is posted, and they'll say, copyright content detected. As a result, your video can no longer be monetized and blocked if in some territories. This is not a copyright strike and does not affect your channel. Now, that's literally it. And I'm like, cool with that, because in fairness, I think I did a stream where I didn't play any copyright music on it before, and just to see what the ad revenue would be like. And to be honest with you, on the vertical, it's pennies on the dollar. So I'm willing to take a hit of a couple of euro for the sake of playing music. Because I used to do that on YouTube, where I'll be playing music on Twitch, but I won't play the music on YouTube for the copyright reasons. And it causes a massive disconnect, because if you're like you're kind of having fun on Twitch, maybe you got the music blaring and you're like singing along, and YouTube just don't hear anything. It is literally just silence. And it's really weird and funny at the same time, especially if you're like, you're dancing and they don't hear anything. You're just like, just moving around. It just causes a massive disconnect, and it kind of kills the viewership there too. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just do it anyway. But to answer your question, no, I don't do anything in specific. I just do it, and maybe I'm really walking a narrow plank doing this. I don't know. As I said, I've been doing it 5 days a week for nearly 3 months, and I'm doing the same thing. I'll just play the music, and then that's it. It'll just get copyrighted, and then it just means I can't earn money after it, which, as I said, is pennies of dollars. You're not going to earn much anyway, usually on the live, so you're not missing out on any revenue. And yeah, I'm not really in the YouTube one for the ad revenue anyway. The whole idea is to kind of drive traction to the Twitch stream. So that's the main objective of it anyway. I even tried doing it where I turned monetization off, but it still does the same thing. It'll still copyright us. Like, you might as well keep it on. So yeah, I don't know. They just seem to that's it. They just copyright it, but they don't copyright strike. And I think it's okay where it's like you can do it, get copyrighted, but it can't get copyright strike. But as you said, you got striked over it before, just having like a radio in the background. So yeah. It's a hard one to call. So what I'll do is I'll probably just keep doing it. And if I get a strike, that's where I'll really freaking hit the brake on it then, and I'll really reevaluate it. But until then, I'll just keep trucking.
Yeah. I mean, it's working. And I think your strategy, I think it's brilliant. Like it's great. I'm very curious because, you know, and my brother's a mod in my channel, and like I've had streams get muted too, just in real time. And the
on
YouTube
or
on YouTube. Yeah. And like
time.
they'll like be in chat, like streams down, like, you know, it's not doing whatever, and I'll be like, dang it.
Wow, I
But I
never
don't
had that
know.
before.
I don't know if that is strictly a video thing or a music thing or a both
Mm.
thing. I was just curious though what you're experiencing, and I don't know if countries. I know there's countries a lot of different. Maybe it's like,
Mm.
oh, it's a guy in Ireland, just let it fly.
Yeah,
I don't
like
know.
you might, even as silly as
Who
that
knows?
sounds, I don't know. It could be. It could
Yeah.
be something like that. Yeah. But like, I think generally, I don't really usually play like crazy copyright music anyway. Like, it's just like random kind of house or dance music. So maybe the
Mm.
track names aren't that big. It's not like I'm blasting out like Beyonce. Like, I will blast out Taylor Swift every once in a while. Maybe I'm not really blasting out like top 10 hits, like super freaking universal or music or something like
Right.
that, where maybe it's kind of a little more lenient, but maybe if you play the wrong song, it could maybe be a bad thing. You know what I mean? If you play something
Yeah.
that's it could, that could be a factor. So too, but
Okay.
it's hard. It's hard. It's a
Yeah.
hard call. It's
Living
a hard
life on the
call.
wild side. I respect
It
it.
is. I'm very much on the edge, but as I said, I'm just gonna keep an eye on it. And just if I get a strike, then that's when we'll pump the brakes on it. But hopefully not.
Yeah, I would love to be able, and I've seen like some little things like this. I'd love to be able to just pay a monthly fee. Like I'll pay a monthly
Mm.
fee, split some revenue or not split revenue, whatever, to
Oh
just
yeah.
like play music on my stream from Spotify.
Oh
And
yes.
if Spotify dropped like a streaming service, they're like, "Hey, stream with Spotify for," and
Mm.
you could just use their interface and play video games and their music. I would be
Oh
on
yeah.
that immediately.
That'd be cool. I did hear YouTube were looking at maybe doing some bit of copyright music a while ago as well. I thought they were looking at maybe like coming more lenient or kind of starting to allow it to some sort of degree. So
Mm.
maybe something to keep an eye on for sure as well. Because that would be pretty cool if you could start using those musics in like live and normal videos too.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be sick. Before we get to our rapid fire round and wrap up, what's the future look like for Aaron the Loco? What are your dreams and goals in life and content? What's the future look like?
I don't know. I'm just kind of just doing this on the fly and just whatever happens, happens. Just taking every day, every month, every week, just as it is. I like to start venturing into the IRL stuff a bit more, doing a few like IRL videos in terms of IRL streaming. I know my life's not really that exciting where I could IRL stream every day. It's literally much just the exact same. I like to start doing some IRL videos, getting a kind of audience around that, and just kind of working on getting the long form YouTube as cranked up as possible. But it's just kind of just keep doing what I'm doing, just experimenting with different things, seeing what works, and just making sure I can do this as a full-time job for as long as I can or until I can, and just having fun. That's the main thing. Just having fun and seeing what happens. Taking, you know what I mean? I'm just going down. I'm just on a canoe going down some mad waters right now. I don't know when I'm gonna hit that big ass waterfall. You know what I mean? Singing and I mean, whenever it happens, it happens.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. John, did you have anything else before the rapid fire round?
I was wondering how you kind of balance, or I'm also married and I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, and uh, being a dad and your soon-to-be husband, like trying to fit in video games. I know you're doing it as a job, so you have that, I don't know, like excuse to give where me just like casually and like just wanting to play games with friends, how did you approach like the conversation of like taking it full time, even part time, taking it part time with like your partner and with the kids and all of that?
Yeah. So I kind of when I kind of started doing it, we didn't have Hallie at the time. So maybe for like the first year I was doing it, it was just me and Shauna in the house. And obviously it was during COVID. So we're both working from home and there wasn't that much responsibilities anymore. So what I'll do is I'll just do my like 9 to 5 job from home, chill, and then I'll do like a stream usually from 9 till 12 or like 9 till 11 for just about 2 or 3 hours. And then I'll just do that 3 times a week. So it was literally strictly just every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday night. And then I'll just kind of like edit videos a bit during the day, just kind of have my lunch break or a bit of free time at work, just edit a little bit of videos here and there. And sometimes if the missus goes to bed during the week and if she goes to bed early, I might go on, gonna go play a couple of video games instead for a couple of hours. So it was more like that. Then obviously when Hallie came, I was kind of doing the same schedules, just 3 times a week and nighttime and stuff like that. Then obviously it was being like, it's obviously still flexible. Sean need me midstream. I was always there. But just kind of keep up that routine anyways. I mainly kind of focus late nights, even though I wouldn't be getting much sleep. I'll kind of do everything at night when everyone was in bed and then wake up early. So not really running on much sleep, but doing everything when everyone was asleep. That's mainly the balance. Like during the day, I wouldn't really do much, but just kind of fitting in bits of editing when I could in my spare time. And if I could, as I said, if I get like a certain work done in my real job and I can have a little hour or two spare during the day, then that'd be it. But a lot of sacrifice. Like I obviously I wasn't wrestling anymore. I didn't do any other hobbies. Like I wasn't playing football or soccer. I wasn't going to the gym either. So in that kind of sense, I was sacrificing a lot of my social life for doing that and able to do that. Like I don't think I'd be fair if I was streaming, then I'm going football training 2 or 3 times a week, then going on the weekends playing football matches, because then I'm not really there and you're not really given, you know what I mean? I think it's important to kind of, you know what I mean, happy wife, happy life, as they say. So, you know what I mean? It had to keep the family happy. So yeah, I did make a lot of sacrifices in that, where I was kind of had to give up doing a lot of hobbies and other stuff I would have done so I can kind of chase doing this and put as much time as I could doing this, kind of reaching there full time. So yeah, just kind of working around the clock and I mean, just fitting in the hours where I could. So that's kind of what the strategy I took.
Oh, nice. Are you ready for the rapid fire?
Hell yeah, man.
All right. So what we're going to do, I'm going to just hit you with questions, and you just give off the top of your head as fast as you can 1 or 2 word answers. And we're just going to go through to the very end. Are you ready?
Gotcha. Let's go.
All right, here we go. Rapid fire round with Aaron the Loco. Favorite streamer / content creator. Dr. Disrespect. Favorite Warzone map.
Oh, for thanks.
Favorite game of the last year.
Warzone.
Most disappointing game of the last year.
Warzone.
Most underrated game in the past year.
Oh crap! Underrated game. Ooh, Fall Guys. I don't know. I had to say off the top of my head. Crap! I love that game. It's so fun.
Liverpool or Manchester United?
Manchester United.
Boxing or UFC?
UFC.
Nick Merckx or Ninja?
Ninja.
Doc or Tim?
Doc.
Sketch or Queso?
Sketch.
Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Favorite movie?
Other Guys.
Ooh. Favorite band?
Oh, Creed.
Childhood celebrity crush?
Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, yeah. 1 word about how you feel about the future of video games.
Worrying.
Aaron the Loco, thank you so much, bro. It has been a pleasure and honor to have you on the podcast. Appreciate you, man.
No, thank you guys so much. It was a lot of fun, and it was great work, and you guys doing a great job. So thank you very much for having me.
Amazing. Where can people find you if they want to consume your content, get to know you? Where are you at? Plug whatever you want. I don't care.
Yeah, Aaron the Loco, AaronTheLoco. Every single social, you'll find me. Apart from OnlyFans, I'm not allowed to do OnlyFans.
Oh. But you do take your top off on stream, so they can turn it.
It's a little sneak preview, but I told the missus I'm sitting on a gold mine here. Just let me loose. She goes, no, I got to draw the line somewhere, Aaron. I'm like, just give me this. We can be millionaires.
Sitting on a gold mine.
You don't know it. God damn it. Yeah, but everywhere apart from there, you find me Aaron the Loco everywhere. I mainly stream on Twitch 5 days a week, midweek, Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. British time, so 8 a.m. Eastern, and whatever time that is for your West Coast, probably like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, Aaron the Loco.
Awesome.
I love it, dude.
So good.
Thanks. Appreciate you.